Okay, yeah, good evening. So today we'll be looking at the stock market, and one thing I want to tell you is just that in a layman way, it's just like you're trying to invest in a company, maybe in an existing company. So you're trying to invest into it. So for example, like you're trying to be part of an existing company. So for example, let's use Nigeria stock as an example. So let's assume you want to invest into the financial bank sector, like the financial sector rather. So you're trying to invest into that space, and what you're busy doing is just that you're trying to, how am I going to put the word now? Like you're trying to, okay, let me look for the commercial banks in Nigeria. Okay, maybe Access Bank, for example, First Bank, for example. So let me search Access Bank for you. So let's assume that you're looking at Access Bank, Access Bank. So you're looking at Access Bank as an example of, okay, am I not searching the right thing? Okay, let me just use GTB for the one I can remember for now. So what's going on? Coming? I'll just search for all of them. Okay, okay, let's look at Nigeria stocks. So under the Nigeria stocks, so let's use your Unity Bank. So let's assume that you want to invest into Unity Bank. Now this thing is very, very clear and very, very simple. Remember, stock has to do with just you trying to invest into the shares of a company, maybe the bank, maybe greenhouse, like maybe solar greenhouse is just greenhouse energy simply means all this energy that is generated from sun. Maybe you are into transportation and you want to invest into the transportation space. Maybe you are looking to invest into food, you're looking to invest into beverages and so on. So let's assume that you want to invest into Unity Bank. So now this is Unity Bank PLC, and the one share over there is just 1.51. So the question is that what is the implication of this? It means that if you're going to invest into the Unity Bank PLC, it means that you are buying their stock, you are buying the stock of Unity Bank, and you are having, let's assume that I just want to buy a share. So all you need to buy a share is just one naira 51 kobo. That is all you need to buy it. But if you invest with just one naira 51 kobo, you have a share. It means that you are part of Unity Bank. But the question is that will that my one naira becomes 1,000? I don't know. I don't know. So what I'm just trying to say is that in this kind of, when you want to invest like that, so just let's assume that maybe you fund your naira account. So by the time you fund your dollar account and you decided to buy into this share, so let's assume that you just bought around 10,000 worth. So now what that implies to you is that you can just divide your 10,000 and go to my calculator so you can understand what I'm trying to say. So you can go to your calculator, then your 10,000 divided by 1.51. So it means that you have 6,622.5 shares in Unity Bank. Now the question is that, so if, let's now assume that that Unity Bank share now increase to maybe 3 naira, we now increase to 3 naira. Now so that 3 naira, just multiply it by your 6,062.5. So you already make, let me add my point 5. So you already make 9,987. So if you invest 10,000 and it increases to 3 naira, so which means that, so this Unity Bank now decided to move upward, like this 1.51 now decided to move to around 3 naira. So it means that in your $10 in your 10,000 investment, you are making 9,000 extra. I feel that is huge. Okay, so now what I'm just letting you to understand is that the stock market focuses on you're buying a share in a specific company, and you buying a share into that company makes that you are part of them. Do you understand? So now this is bank. Let's look for another sector so you can understand everything. So let's check out for let's check out for Boa Food. Yeah, this is Boa Food. You know Boa Food. Boa Food is they're into this what's the word now? They're into food. Yeah, let's just use food in a large scale. So now the question is that okay, the Boa Food now, if you check very well, you find out that their current share, one share at Boa Food now is 798. It's not even 1,000. Now, if I try to just switch to a candlestick, though today is not for the video I'm making right now is not for analysis. Do you understand me? It's not for analysis. It's just for you to know how it works. So let's assume that this is Boa Food and you want to invest into Boa Food. Now, if you check very well, this is Boa Food, 798 naira. Now, when you check it very well, if you invest your stock into Boa Food, you just invest 10,000. So let's do the calculation. So 10,000, so 10,000 divided by 792, you have 12.5 worth of some point, and you have 12.5 worth of Boa Food share. So which means that let's now assume that this particular share now, so 12.5 now move to maybe 1,000. It means that that 10,000 increases by 2,005. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to say is that shares in that it's just like you are buying into a company, you are investing into a company with the aim of okay, the company is going to increase in value. So when it increases in value, your money increases. So if let's now assume that maybe they were not really doing well. Now the question is that okay, what am I going to do? The best thing is not to invest into it. And in my subsequent video, I will explain how to know how to pick stock rightly, how to how to check the health of a company and say, okay, can I invest into this? So that you can have an accurate idea about how the stock markets work. But one thing I want you to understand is that the stock market is something you can invest into. You don't need too much money, but I can suggest that I I can suggest to you that you can invest 15,000 upward, at least 15,000 upward, 20,000 upward. You really benefit from it because you're going to make money. You're going to make your money back if you invest rightly. So you can invest into power, you can invest into energies, be it green energy, you can invest into agriculture, you can invest into technologies. Like let me confirm, let's see, if we can have any technology. Okay, let's check. So, and one thing about the stock market is that there is also I'm coming. There's okay now this technology. So there's technology. So there's Interlink. There is there's EMA. There's PICOM. There is GVP. There's Silver Technology. There's Sofo Sonic Foundry. There's Scorecard Corps. There's Everbridge. So let's just pick one. So let's pick Interlink. So now when you look into it, there is no value here. So the essence of it is that you avoid it. Look for something that has value. So let's check. Okay, now let's check. I wish that I can have popular company. Okay, let me just use now this is it. This is Interlink Electronics now. This one is rated in dollar. So this is $3. Now let's check $3. So here's it $3. $3 multiplied by 1,004. So that is 4,002. So in this company, one share one share is around 4,002. So it means that if you are going to invest your 10,000 into it, you can get it. So if you invest your 10,000 divided by 4,002, so you find out that what you have is just two shares. So now what and a few cents. So now what I'm just trying to say is that whenever you want to invest, I will suggest that you go for companies that has little value so that you can invest and buy big. So the moment you add a little appreciation, you are making a huge profit from it. So what I'm trying to say is that the stock market is just for you to buy a share into a company, you make money from there. And one thing about it is that the platform you need, you can either download Chaka, you can download Trove, you can download bamboo. So it depends. If you're in Nigeria, just go for these three and you are going to enjoy it and you are going to love it. So but I suggest Trove because Trove is friendly, like you can easily access it and you are cool. So another thing is that now if you want to invest into foreign stock, so let's check foreign stock. But I feel this, I'm not giving a financial advice, but I felt like, or should I use that I'm feeling like Nigeria stock is making sense at the moment, so you can just choose. You can invest into oil and gas, you can invest into industries and so on. So let me check foreign stock. Let me check foreign stock. Okay, coming. It should be here. Okay, so let's check into now. Okay, coming. So one thing is that let's let's check. Okay, come back to it. We'll come back to it. So it will not waste my time. Let's just check. Trying to look for shares in Nigeria and in foreign countries. Or if it was Chaka, you easily access it. Okay, let's just okay. So let's just try and look for let's go into financial service. Maybe I'll do an extensive video on foreign stock. So let's just look into the financial sector. So let's check let's check let's check what we have over there. So Jais Bank. So now this is Jais Bank. So now I really have said that I'm not doing analysis today. I would have break it down so you can understand some things. But this Jais Bank is just like they have their one share like this in Jais Bank is 10 naira. Now remember what I showed you the other time, that was 3 naira. So you can see how funny it is. Now imagine that you bought it around when it was just 2 naira and it is now 10. With your 10,000 you would have had a lot. So now this is what I'm suggesting to you is that know when stock is at its low and is preparing to go high. That is where the analysis and little fundamental analysis comes in. But I will do that. I will do that. But let me just try and talk about some things so you can add it to the arsenal of knowledge that you have. Now, one thing I want you to understand is that the stock market is can be Nigerian, can be foreign. Do you understand? So it can be the one from United States, it can be from China. But so for now, for the purpose of today's meeting and today's teaching is just we'll be focusing on just the ones we have here, which is Nigeria. Now let me suggest say some things about the stock market. Number one is that the stock market does not move anyhow. So it is just once in a while. It's just like you're investing to make more profit. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to say is that the stock market can make you rich. All you just have to do is invest intelligently. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to say here is that look for industries or sectors that are making a nice move at the moment and invest with them. Do you understand me? And the more it appreciates, the more you're in a big profit. Okay, now that aside, there are many factors to look into before investing into a stock. Number one is that learn fundamentals and a little technical analysis. You don't need too much technical analysis. It is just fundamental. So for example, what do I mean by fundamental? Fundamental is just like you're trying to look at the economic indicators. What are the things that these companies are adding in place? Like what is this company trying to do? What is that company trying to do so that they can be able to make huge money? So for example, let's assume that maybe let's use Giants company as an example, Giants Bank rather. So let's just say that maybe they pumped around $10 trillion into their bank. It means that their bank is about to do well. Then I'm just trying to say that. So that one can be an indicator for you to invest into the bank. Or maybe somehow something went wrong in the bank. You just know that the stock of that bank will definitely go down. So all you just have to do as an investor into the stock market is to know the actions of things in a company. So what are the operations, what are the things that is going on in a company, and how do we make intelligent move during this period? Do you understand me? So that is what we need. Now when you invest your money into it, now it is very simple. This is how to do it. You press buy, you fund your Naira account, you click on it, you continue. So you can use bank transfer directly, you proceed. So when you proceed, you can do your transaction from there. The money will reflect in your account. Then go and search for the Jaiz Bank and make your deposit. That is all. Then the shares remain in your account. Then you wait for days that the account will start appreciating. So the moment the shares appreciate, you will see your profit. Okay, so that is what I have to say today. Then in subsequent classes, I'll be explaining more and more and more and more. Okay, so thank you. If you have any question you can ask, you can drop it in my comment section. I will answer you.